name's Rachel and welcome to my channel, Ford Family Funds. In this video today, I will be sharing my mid-month check-in for the month of April. I recently posted my budget video for April, and it is already time to look at my transactions and see how I've been doing. What I find works for me is tracking as I'm going and then sharing on my YouTube channel how I'm doing, updating you all about my progress, how I'm sticking to budget, how I'm able to, stay credit card debt free by managing our finances, planning ahead, having sinking funds, and setting extra saving goals in order to help offset some spending, as well as saving for our first house. So if you like these types of videos, join me on my journey, hit the subscribe button and like my videos today. I'm still getting started here on YouTube, but consistency is everything. So I do post weekly, sometimes maybe every couple weeks. I get busy with mom life, real life. I'm a teacher, a mom of 3 now at home, 2 stepsons that are older and a 3-year-old toddler, and then of course my husband and my 2 cats and myself. So it's a very busy life, happy life, but we are, looking to move and therefore buy a first house, and that is our priority right now. So as far as April goes, these are my goals. I made a couple adjustments. I've been tracking on Weight Watchers, and that is something new for the past few weeks, adding on Weight Watchers into my life, and that's definitely been helping. I'm already down 6 pounds from when I started, and I'm just about 3 weeks in. Shelf cooking, grocery budget, definitely still happening, though I think for the rest of April, I need to tighten that grocery budget because I just did my numbers and I am definitely higher than I want to be. Paying off credit cards. So in my last video, I talked about how paying off my husband's Best Buy card as well as my Volkswagen lease might be a good move in order to get a better loan for a mortgage. The financial mortgage officer I'm working with, he said probably not, that we probably don't need to pay these off yet. But he would let us know if that's the case. So I'm going to hold that for right now and just keep moving forward. If my husband decides he wants to pay off the Best Buy, that's up to him. But really we want every dollar for a down payment and for closing costs and for moving. So even though this bill is only at $1,700, it's a 0% and therefore might not be the best money move right now. So I did pay off my student loan. So that did happen. From the transition from March to April. And then my sinking funds goals, I have 2 goals this month. $150 back in, going into savings to cover my husband's life insurance policy that's upcoming in August. So I did put $150 aside for that. And then $500 towards camping. I don't know if we actually will go camping, but I'm still keeping that as a goal. I do owe myself $600, and with some money I'll be getting from my school for some extra work I did, as well as maybe some extra money from my husband, I'll be able to replace that soon. And then my husband did return $2,000 for paying off one of his credit cards that we had borrowed from ourselves to make that happen. And this week I did go to Costco and I spent cash at Costco, so I do need to replace some cash that I had on hand. $300 that goes towards a fund for fixing a scratch on my car. I'll be bringing my car in pretty soon for an oil change and have them look at that and get an estimate as to how much it'll cost to fix. So those are my goals. Over here, I have my my budget for April. So I already started going through and looking at what has come out. So we've paid rent, child support, our banking fee, life insurance, our electricity, our gas bill, our Volkswagen bill, my husband's van. I didn't pay anything for my federal loan because that is deferred right now from the federal government. And I haven't totaled up my daycare. I haven't spent any at Kohl's, so that should be 0. For Costco, I did spend $289.42. So I've put that down. And I actually want to make note that it was cash. I haven't had any miscellaneous charges. I had $100 in cash that I took out for myself. And then the rest of these transactions are savings. And then my payoff for my Navient, which I wanted to just add in what the interest was, and I don't have that number right there. So this is what I could fill in for right now. Now this is the bigger numbers that keep me accountable as I am budgeting in the month and thinking about what else do I need to buy for my family. You know, we really don't spend a whole lot extra beyond what I have planned for. You know, we're not really going out to dinner. We're not going to events right now. I did take my son to his baby gym for a party, so that was a little bit of an extra expense. I had just bought a bunch of clothes in February, so I don't need any clothing right now. So we're in a pretty good spot for the rest of April. But looking at the start of the month, I definitely had some higher purchases in the grocery household category, which is what I was expecting because I did purchase some things for my Weight Watchers, buying some smart cakes, so some breakfast items and buns for hamburgers that are lower in point and something I've been wanting to try for a while. So that was $60, as well as Built Bars, another product that I saw on another channel that I thought looked really good. And I was like, I gotta try them. And they were low in point. I haven't gotten them yet, but that was $35. So those charges I am putting in grocery household since it is food. But they are more for me. So if my grocery household budget goes up, I need to account for that. So I'm kind of seeing how it goes. With my stepson moving back home as well, hence I went to Costco and purchased $300 worth of food. You know, that was, you know, adding on some things that he would enjoy. So that is, you know, part of why things are going up a little bit too. And I was expecting that. And we did talk about if our food costs were going up too much and I felt like I needed him to give us some money for food, he, you know, was willing to do that. But we're really trying to help him out and not charge him for food and rent until we move into a house, and then we can negotiate an actual rent that he would be paying because he'll have more space. Right now, he's sharing a bedroom with his 16-year-old brother, and it's not really his own space. So I don't feel fair to charge him rent for really sleeping in a space that he's not making his own. All right, so what I did for my credit card spending, and what I do is I have my categories listed here. And then on this side, I have my tracker for all of my spending, my transactions. So this system is working for me currently. I think, you know, there is room for improvement, but for now, this is definitely, you know, working. So I just go through and I look at my credit card and what did I spend and make sure that it matches, that there isn't anything going on that's funny. And so far, so good. And then from there, I just looked at my different categories, and as I added them up, I checked off these amounts. So the first thing I looked at was my Facet Wealth, which is a financial advisor that I work with. We have an appointment scheduled soon, so I'll be able to go over everything and all the changes that have been happening. So that was $150. I had 2 transactions for my cats. One was the regular food and litter transaction, and the other one was a second Cakeco litter box that we had bought another one in March, and now we have added a second one. So they are good now with new boxes that are much, much better. So if you have cats, I recommend highly the Cakeco litter box. Gas and tolls, I budget $120. So that's for my gas, and then tolls for my car when I go to work. But also my husband might use the toll money when he's in the Boston area. So that totaled to $106.16. I filled up twice, and I also put $30 on our toll. Grocery household, $539 was my budget, just to make a nice round number. And I've so far spent $472.53. So ouch, that's definitely a high number. So some of that was my Easter transaction from the start of the month, or more so the end of the month. Where is it? It's 4/1, right? So it's right as the transition was happening for $86, and that was an Easter purchase for ham and vegetables and such. So that got added on. There was a few Target transactions. Target's been getting me every time. Over here, I list all of my groceries. So thinking about what did I purchase that was higher priced. I bought some amazing grass powder. I switched my creamer in the morning with my coffee to a protein shake. That's $7.99 for 4 of them. They do last me about 3 or 4 days per one. So that's pretty good. I had to get melatonin and dry cat food. So those were all some higher priced items. And then looking at Target again, on Monday the 4th, I had got a couple things for food, as well as some hand soap and Aquaphor for my son. He has a kind of a bad rash under his lips that he gets from licking. He's 3, I can't get him to stop. So Aquaphor definitely helps. We got a couple bins for chips to have, as you know, easier to hold them, and then also a bin for Easter things as I put them away. I had to go back to Target again and purchase some night diapers, and then I went back to Target. Actually, this was the other day I bought this. This was a few days earlier than that. I went and got more Evolved Protein, 2 of them actually, because there was an Ibotta app rebate for $7.99, and then I bought some regular food items, and my husband asked me to get him some beer. I don't normally buy beer for him, but since he asked and I haven't done it in a while, I did it, of course. And then my big trip to Costco. So that's where all my food items are listed here. So that was $2.89. I realized I didn't write that down. I've got my big receipt right here, actually, in case I needed it. So $289.42, and I went on Thursday for $15. So I ran down there after school when I got out of work at 3 o'clock usually. I zipped on down, did my shopping, came home, you know, unpacked, and you know, picked up my son around 5:15. So it was a pretty busy afternoon, and you can see it even goes back here to the back. So I like keeping track of the prices because I can go back and see, okay, that price did go up, or that was a good deal. I should have gotten more of that, or, you know, I should go there and buy this product. You know, I kind of have a system where different grocery stores in my area have different pricing. And therefore, you know, when I'm thinking about, well, what do I need? That's going to mean going to Costco or going to Target or going to Market Basket or Shaw's or Hannaford. Those are the stores near me. Or even Whole Foods. I've been wanting to go in there and check some things out, just as comparison. And Trader Joe's. That's actually on my list as the next store to go to, probably next week for a bigger, like $100 grocery shop. Once we go through, you know, the things from Costco, you know, I'll definitely be needing, you know, some of the fresh vegetables and milk and things like that. All right, so totaling up for grocery household, $472.53. And then miscellaneous, my son had 2 transactions, his baby gym as well as a wheelbarrow that I purchased for him for $53.99. Miscellaneous, I calculated $20 for my Weight Watchers and $27.44. I went to Walmart and got myself a couple things, clothing, like a new pair of leggings. And then miscellaneous charges, $9.50 for insurance, and then $5.76 that went to Easter. And our internet bill I'm putting now on our credit card, and that was $105.95. So in total, $11.45 minus $25 in rewards, because my card does get rewards every time I hit $25. And I've already started thinking about, okay, well, how much more am I going to spend for April? Because I really was trying to keep my budget at $1,100. I know I'm going to be over that. And, you know, Why am I going to be over? I think my grocery household will be over budget. If I do a $100 shop next week, that will bring me up to $572. But I might even have to get gas again, another $40. So that's, let's say, $140. I have a hair appointment that usually is $125 to $150. So right there, that could be another $300 being added on to this balance. And that's not accounting for any other, smaller spending that could happen between now and the end of April. So we'll see how I do. And I will update you at the end of the month with how I did. So I hope you enjoyed this video and, seeing the process on what I'm doing to maintain, our expenses and stay credit card debt free. I'm still not out of debt. I have my lease payment for my car that I will be buying and changing over to a car note. And then I do have a big federal loan that's $116,000. And in 4 years' time, that should be forgiven for my public service as a school teacher. But in the meantime, I do have to make payments for that. But currently, it's deferred from the U.S. government. And then adding on a mortgage, I definitely want to pay down the mortgage as soon as possible to get out of PMI because we won't have enough for a down payment. So I'm expecting that. And my husband also has some business debts that we definitely want to get paid down and have him be more of a debt-free business or even, credit card spending that he's able to maintain and pay off as he's using it month to month. So this is our household picture. Doesn't include my husband's business and what he has going on. But we are definitely in a much better spot than we were, 5 years ago. Even the last year at this time, we had probably $15,000 of credit card debt. So we've definitely made some big strides since then, and we were able to, pay some things down and move money around, and this is where we're at today. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, join me on my journey, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.